It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you're ready for another year of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Got Kenny the Jet Smith, and got the big diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. We're bringing you the Los Angeles Lakers out at Staples Center as they'll face off against the Philadelphia 76ers. For Philadelphia, they know it's always tougher winning on the road, facing a solid team, but one with weaknesses. They'll look to take advantage and steal the win. Hey, Happy New Year! Happy New Year! This is when we make our resolutions for 2016. I don't really like to make resolutions, guys, but I guess if I had to, I would say I would like to actually dunk one-handed.
Well, Elevator Ernie, you better have a trampoline as part of that fantasy.
Well, I don't even think you can dunk donuts in coffee, man, so keep it moving.
See, that's why I don't like to make resolutions. Here's Kevin Harlan.
The Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles, glowing brightly on a beautiful night. There is no better way to start off the new year than with the NBA here on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Crowd here in anticipation of their home team Lakers in an interconference battle here at the Staples Center. Their last meeting was in Philadelphia, where they were unable to fight off the 76ers.
And the effort down the stretch, those final few minutes of regulation, that's what they needed, but they were burnt out in the overtime.
Yeah, that's a good call, Greg. I mean, there was a little bit of a letdown for them in OT, and that can happen after you expend so much energy just to force the overtime.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. And so, in the game for the 76ers, Curry is out there with insanity. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then there's lights out, and it's Harris in at the small forward. Here's Embiid. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
Oof, he is one of the most determined rebounders, Clark, we have got in the NBA.
Yeah, you're calling it right, Kevin. I mean, he gets so many second-chance points because of how hard he works to get to the rebound.
Well, LeBron had kind of a slow start to his season, his return to Cleveland last year.
Yeah, he got off to a bit of a slow start. He had some nagging-type injuries, but things turned around, and LeBron was eventually able to get the clubhouse atmosphere where he wanted it.
Assist coach, Steph Curry.
Looking at Philadelphia, they took the win in their last game against the Kings in Sacramento.
And they ran their offense nearly to perfection in that one. Very few possessions were wasted.
Yeah, they put the mute button on them that time. I mean, in front of a hostile crowd, they never let the fans. They silenced them over and over again with big, timely shots.
Now Curry, after LeBron's three-pointer that didn't go. Pass to Insanity. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Here is Bryant after the Sixers pick up two. Curry attacking. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pulls it up. And again, it's Philadelphia.
You're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Now here's Westbrook. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Boston. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
And, for Brandon Bass, such a big asset to Boston last year in their push to make the playoffs, especially after the Celtics had traded away several key veterans. His toughness, his strong mid-range game, that all helped.
The free throw drops for Bass. And going back to Brandon Bass, he was Boston's only enforcer down low once Sullinger went out with the broken foot. At that point, Greg, no one thought the Celtics would make the playoffs, but Bass helped push them in.
And last season, one of the most meaningful in Bass's career in terms of his contributions really counting toward the bottom line. A lifetime role player, the outcomes of many games last year were swayed by how well he performed.
Here is Nance after the made shot from Joel Embiid. There's a good screen. Now the dish to LeBron. Look at that.
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark, brilliant throwdown.
Just exerting his authority on that play.
Now here's Embiid. Really played well against Sacramento in his last outing. And Harris wide open. He shoots, and he's good on the three ball.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Back to Westbrook. It's tipped. It's stolen by Curry. Pass to Embiid. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Looking at Joel Embiid, he has all the tools to be the game's next great center. He's raw, no doubt about that. And he'll have to overcome the injuries, but his combination of size, speed, agility, practically unparalleled.
The 76ers shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
And, you know, I really think the hard work they've put in the offseason and so far this year really making a big difference. I mean, they've made a huge improvement in their shooting at the line.
And Embiid drops them both. Regarding Joel Embiid, what makes him even that much more unique as a young 7-footer, excellent shot mechanics and a feathery touch. In college at Kansas, he shot Greg 63% from the floor. Many of those were face-up jumpers.
And as the season wore on, he became money at the free throw line as well. Those are the kinds of unique attributes that make him an extra scary prospect. Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
And really, these teams don't even look like they belong on the same court today.
I don't think they do, based on what we've seen, a double-digit lead, and we're still in the first. Ouch, that's painful.
Now here's Westbrook. He's averaging close to 17 points a game.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
And he gets it to go. Lights Out's got his first basket of the night.
They're really struggling defensively, giving up too many easy buckets.
A great point. Really an embarrassing performance defensively, and the coaching staff can't be happy.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them when you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooting.
They didn't challenge the shooters. They didn't defend the shooters like they should have. And once the fans got into it and the arena started ramping up and cranking up, it was over.
On defense, Philadelphia leading by 12. The drive by Bryant. No good off the back of the rim. The 76ers have gone 8 of 10 shooting, coming out very strong. Here's Lights Out. He's guarded by Bass. It's rebounded by Bass.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's LeBron. He's coming off a 34-point game against Boston.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Here's lights out. He also had a big impact in that win against the Kings. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. It's going to be Embiid shooting. That's on LeBron James. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the 76ers.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
You know, we've seen them bearing their fair share of mid-range jumpers tonight, too. I mean, that's a good start for them.
The Lakers making a switch here. Rondo's checked in. And, guys, the Sixers drafted Embiid 3rd overall despite a foot injury that would keep him out all of his rookie season. Came to the Sixers with a back issue out of Kansas. Of course, they knew all this going in.
Yeah. And, Kevin, the Sixers have made an art here lately of drafting players who aren't immediately eligible to play. 2 years ago it was Nerlens Noel, who sat out the season with a knee injury. Last year it was Dario Saric, who played overseas, and now Embiid.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
You know, regarding Joel Embiid, the foot was not his only injury when he entered the draft. In his one season at Kansas, he battled both back and knee injury. Obviously, though he's very young, his durability is of some concern.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for Brandon Bass. And the 76ers also making a change. Okafor's checked in. Now let's send it over to Doris Burke, who's able to talk with Brett Brown.
I asked him which player he was most worried about, and his answer was immediate: Rajon Rondo. He said Rondo's ability to take control of games with his defense and his playmaking make it tough to mitigate what he can do on the floor. We'll see if he has something up his sleeve, guys.
Thank you, Doris.
And talking about Joel Embiid, there are some who feel the Sixers targeted guys in the draft last year who couldn't help them win games. One wonders at what point does it become anti-competitive?
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Curry with him. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Sacramento. Picked by Okafor. Okafor sets the pick for Curry. With some arc, no good. And the Lakers take it the other way. To the middle, here's Westbrook. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Westbrook's got 7 points in the game. The 76ers leading by 8. Curry passes to Okafor. Nance with the rebound.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
Shoots from the line, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And for Russell Westbrook, a heroic effort last season, but not necessarily an efficient one. He averaged 28 points a game, which led the league, but shot a 5-year low of 43% to get those points. And he led the league in turnover average, but that's also because he's got such a high volume usage now with all the injuries.
Greg, on the topic of Westbrook, no one's questioning his heart and his will. It was unbelievable what he did after Durant went down. But Clark, the truth is, it's hard to make the playoffs playing inefficient basketball.
No, I agree. I mean, there are certain guys who are catalysts and other guys who make things happen. And Iverson, Ginobili, Russell's old teammate, James Harden. Those guys make things happen, and you have to live with some of their inefficiency at times.
Now here's Curry. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Harris against LeBron. Shot from free throw range. And the shot falls short this time. Philadelphia leading by 6. Okafor sets the pick for Harris. Outside for Curry. Beyond the arc. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Curry's got his second basket of the night.
Man, that is not an easy shot right there. I mean, he had to get it off over a much taller defender.
Yeah, he needed a little more loft on that one because of the size mismatch, and he did it perfectly.
Now here's Ariza. 8 points his last outing. James in the post. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. James has got 6.
Boy, this game is off to a flying start.
Yeah, we're seeing some high-octane offense from both sides in this one.
And the thing about LeBron James, he's really done a nice job of reshaping his game over the years. I mean, every veteran goes through losing a little speed and quickness. The great ones compensate by getting stronger and more physically imposing, not to mention also their basketball IQ grows as well, just as has been the case for LeBron.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Young's checked in for LeBron. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Russell Westbrook. Here's Okafor, and that one's good. Okafor's got his second basket of the game.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
We're talking about the strength of LeBron now. We saw Michael Jordan do this too. They paid a lot of attention to the body as they got older, and thus they became more sculpted. They looked more physical.
Exactly. Leaned up and altered their games a bit. Not nearly as high-flying, but just as potent and as effective.
So it's Philadelphia now, after Los Angeles picked up 3 with their last shot. Good ball movement. And it's Harris off the drive. And good on the basket. Book it. Harris has got 5 now. Lakers trail by 8. And here's Rondo. He's coming off a 19-point game against Boston.
And what I enjoyed when watching that game was the way he balanced getting his shot and also incorporating his teammates.
Clock at 4. Young's shot is off.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
Here's Rondo. Oh, good with the triple. The 76ers leading by 8. Here's Harris. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And guys, when you go to look for holes in the game of Tobias Harris, there really aren't any. One of the hardest workers in our league. If he has any weakness at all, it's his average size speed combo, which most likely will keep him from becoming the perennial all-star type.
And the first one drops. On the topic of Tobias Harris, you love that he can contribute in every category of play. He's a solid face-up shooter. Clark, who's getting better with his back to the basket. You can see movement forward all the time.
I love what this young man has shown thus far. He'll also rebound for you, get loose balls. He does the little things, understands what it takes to win. A consummate pro and team player.
Now, here is Young. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
And sometimes we all just want to show people that we have the range.
Yeah, you speaking from experience? We already know how good his range is. He shouldn't be firing from that deep.
Harris against Nance. Goes right through for bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Well, they've yet to string many stops together.
It just seems like they're a step slow today.
Nance a screen. Rondo kicks to Young. To the inside. The shot's good from Nance.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
It's Curry with the drive. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Landry gets the bucket.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
Young, right side. It's stolen by Harris. It's Curry outside. Got it off in time, but it's no good. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. 76ers on top. They're up by 11. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so... And Kobe Bryant with some big assist numbers recently. He talked about why he's made that a focus now. When he is out there, he does play that facilitator role pretty darn well, doesn't he?
Yes, and we got some glimpses of just what might be possible for a healthy Kobe Bryant, surrounded by players who can keep up with him even in practice.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And the 76ers have been rolling along, haven't they?
This has been a shooting drill thus far.
Warm-up jumpers because there hasn't been much resistance.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, they've got Al-Farouq Aminu lights out there with Embiid. Then it's Curry, and it's Miles in at the 2 spot. The shot's good from Ellington.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Westbrook against Curry. High arcing shot. Fast break, the Lakers. And finished off by Westbrook.
You know, sort of surprising you go for a slam that difficult while they're trailing.
Yeah, but still, you know what? A magnificent move to the rim.
I tell you what, guys, I don't care what the score is. That's the play we're going to remember when this game is over.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Passes it to Ellington. They set the pick. He feeds it to Bass. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Miles dishes to Aminu. Curry against Westbrook. Curry kicks to Embiid. With the second effort, and the layup is up and in. Embiid's got 19 points.
And the second chance points aren't easy to come back. It's all about effort and hard work, and he has today made it look easy.
Now here's Westbrook, 11 points in the game. On the wing, Kobe. 6 on the shot clock.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Curry. He's got 5. He kicks it to Miles. Embiid inside. He's guarded by Bass. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Brown, he's checked in for Kobe. Insanity, he's checked in for Philadelphia. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
And guys, they're still trying to forge an identity. One thing that is sure, they will attack the basket, and a lot of fearless players on this roster.
The pass to lights out. It's stolen by Bass. Now the feed to Brown. And Embiid with the block.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
A lot of ferocious dunkers in the NBA, but what could you say about Westbrook as maybe the top dunker right now on that list?
Well, the ferocity, the tenacity. I mean, he's almost angry when he takes it to the basket the way he does. I think that's part of what makes him so special.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
And, you know, with Westbrook, it fits right in with how he plays. I mean, he is relentless when he goes at the rim and takes out any contact he felt on the way to get there.
And Russell Westbrook drops them both.
And one last note, guys, about Westbrook. He dunks on purpose. I mean, last season he said that he dunks so hard to discourage any defender from blocking his shot or even contesting him.
Now here's Curry. Embiid throws it down.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances. A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-handed. You know, the defense was lax right there, and he's able to make them pay.
Philadelphia leading by 11. Lights out passes to Insanity. To the paint from the line. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And now it's up to 25 points for Joel Embiid. Now Westbrook, 13 points in the game. Kicks it to Ellington. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. That's on Al-Farouq Aminu.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Boy, he had a nice look at it after drawing the foul. Boy, it would have been nice to get an and one there.
The Lakers have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
And the 76ers making a change here. Johnson's checked in.
In the second quarter, they've made all of their shots from the foul line. And that's a must-do when you're down.
Curry kicks to Johnson. Embiid sets the pick for Curry. At the top of the key, Embiid. And that one's good. Embiid's got 27.
They're spraying them home from mid-range today, guys.
Finding the gaps in the defense and really just slicing and dicing them right now.
Now here's Westbrook, one of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. From deep, James. No good. His fifth missed shot from the field. He's made 3.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboards.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list. And I like that they're not settling, hitting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Sometimes you just got to man up and take a tough foul in order to stop these free runs to the rim.
Johnson, the pass to lights out. Embiid.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
And the Lakers call time here.
You know, he just, like every other coach, can't stand when the defense gives up points on the inside. And, boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, well, they're getting pumped to figure out a way to make some adjustments to try to change that around, and that's why he needed the timeout.
Lakers trail by 17. So here's Westbrook. He's got 13. James in the post. No good with the layup.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Feeds it to Embiid. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And let's bring up a list of point guards that over the last month have been on fire from three-point land. The 76ers shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. The first one falls.
Terrific work by Embiid. He's got 30 points, and 4 of his points have come at the foul line. He's made the most of those opportunities.
And you can't undervalue the importance of that many times to which team wins the free throw battle.
And Embiid drops them both. Lakers trail by 19. Now here's Westbrook. He's got 13. LeBron right side. And again, the Lakers no good.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around, straight bully ball. And a lot of teams are looking for coaches that embrace analytics and look at data-driven approaches. Coach Scott is not one of those guys. He's an old-school coach who goes with his own perception.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. A big group substitution here for the Lakers. Larry Nance is checked in for Bass. Ariza comes in for Brown. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Wayne Ellington. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Okafor's checked in. Free throw, no good for James.
And it seems every season we see a player try and play through an injury. Sometimes it provides a boost with heroics, but it can lead to long-term. It's a common practice we see, and some guys are pretty cavalier about it.
Greg, a lot of NBA players do play through injury. Last year, for instance, LaMarcus Aldridge played most of the regular season with a thumb injury that required surgery. Mike Conley, Clark Kellogg, we saw in the postseason play with the mask with a facial fracture.
Yeah, and it's hard to make a blanket statement if it's good or bad for guys to do that. You just hope the player heeds the doctor's advice and doesn't do any further damage by playing injury.
Out to Nance. From past the arc. That's good from Ariza on the assist by Nance. Ariza's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
And the 76ers call time here.
And you know, Rondo, a strange year shooting the ball last season. For a good stretch, he was shooting the same from the free throw line as he was from three-point range, about 30%.
The 76ers leading by 19. Dishes it to Harris. They set the screen. He got right to the cup using that screen. 7 points for insanity. Greg, you were talking about Rondo, and his shooting woes have been well documented. Clark, he tried to tap into Dirk's old shooting coach to help him out while in Dallas.
You know, a good portion of this might be Rondo. He is getting to the point in his career where I think it is what it is for him in regards to his shooting. They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And they're giving themselves extra possessions and have taken advantage of it, and that's critical. You can shoot a few lesser percentage if you're getting more opportunities at the rim.
Young's checked in for the Lakers. Carl Landry's checked in for Philadelphia. On the wing, Johnson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
He hit a three in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Shots good from Young. The 76ers leading by 19. Insanity the pass to Harris. That's good, and it's his fourth basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
Their interior defense has been dismal.
Yeah, they're losing the battle in the paint.
Rondo kicks to Young. Fades away. Another miss by Young. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Here's Johnson, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Rajon Rondo.
As he's not the tallest or most imposing wing player, but Stanley Johnson has incredible strength and really unmatched confidence. One reason why so many were high on him in the draft.
First free throw is good. And for Johnson out of Arizona, Greg, his strength, as you were talking about, is his biggest asset. Helps that he has this incredible arm span. And Clark, you know what? He told me he likes to play the 2K game.
Yeah, he does enjoy that. He likes to play the real game, too,
yeah,
because he's hyper-competitive, and I think he's got a chance to be a superb defender at the NBA level.
Both shots good from the stripe. Rondo with the ball. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Young up top. Nance a screen. Young against Harris. Young dishes to Bazemore. Knocked loose. Just 4 to shoot. Ariza passes to Young. Again, Young missing. The 76ers leading by 23. And the foul on Kent Bazemore. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second personal foul.
Harris outside. Kicks it out to Johnson. But basket is good. The assist from Harris. Johnson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Rondo kicks to Nance to stop the run. And that one is stuffed right through.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Harris outside. And stolen by Ariza. Johnson against Rondo. Here's Ariza. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
Philadelphia's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. There's Avanti. Rebounded by the Lakers.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Young outside. He dishes it to Nance. Ariza kicks it to Bazemore. Rondo with a clean look. And the slam dunk by Bazemore.
Nice job clearing some space out under the boards and setting himself up there for the putback.
And not just any old putback, Clark, but a big, big foul.
You know, Kevin, you can't be pretty, though, with those second chance opportunities. I mean, just put it in the basket.
Here's Nance. No good from outside. The 76ers leading by 20. Harris outside. Ejected by Young.
And this been off the mark.
Here's Bazemore taken away. Here's Insanity. He's covered by Rondo. The 76ers have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
Been a good one for Insanity. He has 8 points, and he's come away with 2 steals as well. He's blown up some plays out there.
And it also shows you the importance of intelligence as a defender because he has been a nightmare on the ball.
Kobe's checked in for the Lakers. And the 76ers also making a change. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Johnson.
You know, he didn't get to the line in that entire first quarter. But right now, he's showing some aggressiveness out there.
And here's Rondo, looking for his first basket still in this one. Ariza dishes to Rondo. Pass to Nance. Just 5 to shoot. Young passes to Nance. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And a nod from his teammate after that one.
Harris outside. Young with the steal. Oh, and here we go with Rondo. Nobody back. And he misses the fast break layup.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Okafor inside, working on Nance. Got a hand on it, and he gets it back. The second chance effort, out of bounds. The Lakers will take possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
Al Farouk Aminu, he's checked in for Carl Landry. Lakers trail by 20. 20 seconds left in the first half of basketball. There's the pick. On the wing, Bryant. 5 to shoot. He drains the turnaround jump shot. Kobe's got his first points of the night.
Oh, the turnaround jumper. That was just beautiful.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. 76ers lead by 18. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome. Look back at what was clearly a one-sided first half of action. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. From the get-go, it was Philadelphia who came out strong. They had great chemistry early on, both offensively and defensively, stringing together an impressive 8-0 run to jump on top early. After a well-executed first quarter, they held the lead by 11. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
What a true demonstration of dominance. They made a commitment to owning the glass, and they made good on it. Blocking out, competing hard in traffic, that's the way you should play on both ends of the court.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Lakers?
Barbecue chicken. They were completely overmatched in the low post. I couldn't believe the amount of points they allowed in the paint. Wow, I thought I was out there scoring, playing basketball. They got to switch things up, get some different matchups because they are getting eaten alive. Barbecue chicken.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.